My name is Heather Harrington, and I am a licensed professional counselor and supervisor, as well as a master addiction counselor and supervisor. And I serve as the Director of Treatment Services for the Northeastern Judicial Circuit. And those are all of the accountability courts in Hall and Dawson County. And our accountability courts are drug court, help court, family treatment court, DUI court, and parental accountability court. And what we do is we offer an alternative to incarceration for people who are involved in the criminal justice system. So people who have substance abuse needs and mental health needs. And today I'm here to talk about something called QPR, which is something that our counselors and really all of our staff at Treatment Services use to intervene when someone is having a mental health crisis. And QPR is a lot like CPR. And the Heimlich maneuver. So whereas normal everyday people are taught CPR and taught the Heimlich maneuver, we want everyday people to be taught QPR. So with CPR, you learn to identify the early signs of a medical emergency, and then you learn to intervene to help save a life. QPR is kind of the same way. We are looking for early signs that someone might be contemplating suicide, and we're looking to intervene as best we can. And so QPR stands for question, persuade, and refer. So before we get to the QPR piece, we need to learn the early signs that someone might be experiencing suicidal ideation, that they're thinking about suicide, that they're thinking about ending their life. And the early signs would be that they're slipping further into a depression, they're experiencing some kind of hopelessness, they might be isolating, they might be saying very direct quotes like, I'm thinking about ending my life, I want to die, I want to kill myself, but they also might be saying things like, maybe it would be better for everybody if I wasn't here anymore, or I'm exhausted, I can't take it, I'm just done. They're not really saying exactly what they're going to do, but it's worth checking into because that statement reveals a lot of hopelessness and not a lot of plans for the future. So what QPR does, the first step, is to look at someone that you care about and recognize those early warning signs that someone might be experiencing suicidal ideation. Then once we've determined that there's a warning sign that we need to assess, then we move into the question part of QPR. And questioning is really that simple because a lot of people who are experiencing suicidal thoughts, they're met with silence when they try to talk about how they're feeling. So the first thing that we want to do is have a conversation. So we start with question. We want to question exactly how they're feeling, what their thoughts are, and we need to be pretty direct about it. So if someone makes a comment and I want to explore it further, and I think that they might be thinking about suicide, I need to ask, are you thinking about killing yourself? It's a common myth that people who are thinking about suicide, if you ask them if they're thinking about it, that you're planting that seed in their head. That's actually not true. If you're thinking about it, they're thinking about it. So you want to go ahead and open that door to communication so that they can tell you how they're feeling. And you want to ask it in such a way where it's not, you're not thinking about killing yourself, are you? That's a direct question, but that's not the way to ask it because you're kind of assuming that you don't want to know the outcome of what they're thinking. So you want to ask a direct question, but not put a value on how they're feeling. Once you've asked the question, once you've started a conversation with this person and you've gotten them talking about how they're feeling, then you want to persuade, which is the P part of QPR. So you want to make sure that person knows that you're a lifeline. You're a resource. You want to be there to help them and get them to the resources that they need. So to persuade, you would just say, let me help. Let me take you to the Behavioral Access Crisis Center. Let me get you in touch with someone. You want to let them know that you're there. And then refer is that you don't need to be responsible for being the person to intervene and save this person's life. You want to get them to the professionals that can help them and give them the resources that they need. So to refer is just simply getting them to the Behavioral Access Center, the hospital, wherever they need to go to get that help. So that's QPR in a nutshell. And I would recommend for anybody who wants to receive this training, go ahead and plug in the behavioral health access line in your phone. Be familiar with what 988 does, which it contacts the National Suicide Crisis Line. If you have a friend, family, colleagues, if you're a supervisor and you want to set up this training for your employees, please reach out to United Way or Partnership for a Drug-Free Hall to get that set up. Thank you.